I know today we just saw a very troubling action for the Department of Justice. They published a letter that Mr. Rowe, the assassin in the would-be assassin, he was not successful, obviously, published a letter saying that he's putting up a $150,000 bounty for President Trump to be killed. Now, we don't know where the money's going to come from for that, but what I was most shocked about, Congressman King, was that the fact that the Department of Justice put it out, and now everyone is running with this. It's the top headline in the world, maybe even a suggestion. But what do you make of that, and what are your predictions for the coming month?
Boy, it sounds like a suggestion to me, the way it's described. And when you look at the selection of the information the DOJ puts out, I know at one point we put a 500-page report on the Attorney General's desk that was encapsulated research for an indictment of a significant amount of corruption. Too long a story. That's the last year of it. If they have an investigation going on, they say it's under investigation. We can't talk about it. Or I can't let you know whether it's under investigation or not. And you see timed releases like that one. That one is chilling to think this. And there is no question the Justice Department is weaponized against President Trump. And maybe sometime we go into a little more depth on that. But I would just say I am convinced, and I believe I've got enough evidence that I can convince many others, that this effort against President Trump in a massive way began the weekend after he was elected in 2016, when George Soros and the Democratic leaders gathered together for a 3-day conference in the Occidental Mandarin Hotel in Washington, D.C. And Soros's face is on Politico during that period of time. Out of that came the resistance movement. They were not going to let Trump govern. They were going to bring lawsuits. They did demonstrations in the major cities all across America each weekend. And then on Inauguration Day, they had 1 million women in the Capitol with those silly pink hats on. This all was orchestrated, and some of those people were flown in from as far away as Arizona by donor money that flows into this. So this effort against Trump, and by the way, the Russia hoax piece also began before Trump was elected. We all know that, I think, evidence of it about maybe July of 2016. And they pushed that thing for 3.5 years before they finally, the rest of the world concluded it was a hoax. So you can go on, but there is an orchestrated, calculated, well-funded effort in many NGOs and across the Democratic Party to make sure that Donald Trump couldn't govern as a legitimately elected president, that he would not be able to win a re-election in 2020. And now they're going to bring out everything they can to see to it that he can't win this election. If he does, they'll see to it that he can't govern. And that's strategized. And I traced it back and followed it. And living in the middle of that arena, you pick up some things you don't if you're sitting out here in the cornfields where I am right now.